So, for you guys, let's see what you might be currently missing. I feel like a fair amount of the people who are watching this pile right now may have gone through some childhood neglect. You could have been very invisible or felt like you weren't seen or heard. The people around you could have constantly been telling you they didn't have enough patience for whatever was going on. They could have been telling you to be quiet constantly or to shut up constantly. You also could have been constantly emotionally regulating yourself to make sure that the other people around you did not lose their shit because they were not accountable for their own emotions. Even though you had to be accountable for yours, you were also made to be accountable for theirs. And it may have repeated in cycles in adulthood, in relationships that you've had recently. No. And right now you may be healing from that. So, there is definitely something from your childhood that you may not be seeing as well. You may be having a really hard time connecting with your inner child. The belief you had as a child, the innocence, the freedom, the joy. You may be clinging too tightly to shame or guilt or pain or fear. And you may not be believing as fully as you could be in certain aspects of your life. For some of you, you could be a single parent as well. You could also feel like you've lost a lot of love in your life, maybe even a lot of kids, whether they were your own kids or not. You may have lost a lot of kids in your life, whether that be to death or, maybe you babysat for a lot of people and after a little while, those people just disappeared and you never saw their kids again. Or maybe in some way you lost a lot of the connection with your own kids and you're having a hard time believing that it can be repaired in some way. Getting into that childlike energy is going to be one of the things that's going to help you the most in that. And there could be something to do with Halloween as well here. And the pumpkin from Cinderella just came to mind too. So some of you could have actually left something behind somewhere. Or some of you could have been very different from anyone else that somebody had met. And they may be looking for you everywhere and everything. For some of you, that could be because they feel like they couldn't get you back, so they're looking for you in other places. For some of you, they're actually looking for you. Rough around the edges. You may be missing what a beautiful, amazing thing is right in front of you because it may look a little rough around the edges. This is actually an opal underneath all of this rough edging here, and it's really pretty. I wish I was showing it just a little bit better in here, but there's a cricket here too. You may be missing some of the luck or abundance that may be on your side or how protected you are. In the movie Mulan, they gave her that cricket after the grandma walked across the street with a blindfold on while she was holding the cricket and didn't get ran over. Everything missed her. And so, yep, it's a lucky cricket. And they stick it in her outfit. And then when she's in there with that lady, it jumps out and starts freaking out and everybody freaks out and everything gets all messed up. And she wasn't seeing it as a blessing. She was so upset. She was so hurt. She felt like she dishonored her whole family. She was feeling like she had ruined everything. And like she could never do anything to make it up. And even when she decided to take her father's place, she felt like doing that was dishonoring her family. That she was destroying everything. That they were going to hate her for it. But she couldn't just stand by and let her father die. So she felt like she had to do it. And she didn't tell anyone. You may be missing someone who could have done something like that for you as well. They felt like they had to do something and couldn't tell anyone because it was important that they do it, because they felt like it would save your life or something along those lines. Some of you are moving up at this time, and somebody else could be drowning in their misery or in their pain, or you could be drowning in misery and pain. Somebody could feel like they're fading away to the background. Could be you, could be somebody else. Somebody could feel like they are missing their other half. Somebody is really being seen right now, noticed, appreciated, moving up the ranks, becoming a boss. Somebody could have actually been spying on somebody as well. Or somebody could be watching you. Somebody could be taking pictures or videos. Somebody is gaining the courage and leadership they need to be able to pull themselves up and out of this drowning that they're doing. Somebody's heart is broken, and they've been having a really hard time dealing with it. Some of you, this is going to be you, and some of you, this is going to be somebody else. Whoever this person is, they may feel like they believed illusions, or they may feel like they painted illusions for others to believe. This person may have worn many masks or dealt with many masks. And technically, if you're dealing with a lot of masks, then there may be some masks that you are still holding yourself. Somebody could have been extremely confused about what direction to go. There could have been a lot of illusions around them. They could have felt like they were half blind, or really didn't know which way was up. But now they're figuring out which way is up. Or you are. Or you soon will be. I feel like some of you, you haven't figured it out yet, or they haven't figured it out yet, but they are getting there. It's like they got to straighten their hat or their crown and, get back on the horse. Somebody could have been searching for their identity in some sort of way too. Searching for who they were. Or when you were dealing with somebody, they could have been very brokenhearted as well. And so they may not have seen what they were dealing with in front of them. It could have been a very distorted view that they were dealing with. Or you. We have the King of Swords. Somebody could have actually lied on you as well. Or did something. Somebody could have done something to somebody. Yeah, there's lies here. Somebody could have been watching you in pain over somebody as well. This could have actually angered somebody to watch you in so much pain over somebody. Maybe even to watch you or this person climb your way up out of this drowning pool. There could have been lies, chaos, drama, gossip. A lot of pain. A lot of suffering. Somebody could actually even be getting ready to have to face Anubis. When you face Anubis in the underworld, the guardian of the underworld, it's not Anubis who does that, but when you go through those things in the Egypt religion, I can't remember the name of the other guy that weighs your heart, but somebody's looking to free their heart because it's weighing them down, and they don't want to have to take that with them to death. Somebody may want to come clean about some things that have happened. The Five of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. You could have moved away from a situation, or somebody moved away. Somebody moved away from a situation. I feel like the majority of you, it's you who moved away from this situation, and instead of crying about those cups on the floor there, like they would in the regular 5 of Cups, you filled your own cup up. You can stand strong on your own. You know what it's like to be alone. You've been alone a lot of your life. So even though you enjoyed having people around you, when those people were gone, your life didn't end. Not gonna drown in the water, 'cause the good Lord ain't bringing me home. As I told somebody at one point in time, if you decide to kill yourself, I'm still gonna be here. Because I still got a life to live and I still got things to do. And until they want me home, I'm not coming home. Besides, I've never been too fond of Romeo and Juliet anyway. That's an extremely toxic, codependent relationship. And you are definitely somebody who is not like that. If everybody disappears in your life, you will still be able to carry on. But at the same time, I feel like you do long for that friendship. And if this isn't you, then this is the other person. You long for that friendship, that connection, that harmony and balance and peace in your relationships. But it seems like every time you have anything going on with anyone, there may be somebody that's been targeting you, or lying about you, or getting into your business, or spreading gossip or rumors. There may have been somebody that was very controlling, possessive, that was really trying to get in there because they wanted you to be hurt, miserable, sad, lost, alone. And they watched you, even though you got hurt several times. I feel like you got hurt several times. You got back up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You ain't never gonna keep me down. You're a fighter. You're a fighter. Some of you could be a single mother as well, because the woman in this Queen of Pentacles from the Buffy deck, she's actually a single mother. She's the slayer. She's a chosen one. But she is also a mother. And you may feel like your purpose is something that is very great. But I still feel like your kids are right up there with it too. If you are a mother or a father. You're somebody very loyal, very committed, very honest, very stable, very strong. You're very valuable, very worthy. You're very caring, nurturing. Some of you may have actually had an experience recently where you may have acted outside of how you usually do. And you may be being very hard on yourself. But after everything you've been through, it is time to give you a break too. You know your value, you know your worth. But now it's time to give you a break. And it's time to be compassionate and understanding and empathetic with yourself when you mess up, like you would be with anybody else. Somebody has watched you be that way with everybody else, and they've watched how hard you are on you. While everyone else is allowed to make those mistakes, you get very upset with yourself for it. And sometimes you don't even want to be around people because of it. Some of you could feel very ashamed about certain things at times. Or maybe you just don't want people to see your deep emotional hurts, wounds, sadness, your loss, your pain. Maybe you've just learned very well how to deal with it on your own. But you definitely need to start connecting to people in a more intimate way. Because just because everyone doesn't stick around forever doesn't mean there wasn't love there, and it doesn't mean there can't be love again. So, that's what I have for this pile. And I really feel like you guys are going to be doing very good in the near future. Leveling up, moving up. Maybe somebody's even playing the stock market as well. Somebody might have been taking secrets or knowledge that you had, or wisdom. Could have been something like that too. You definitely could have been taken on a wild goose ride by a few people. So, thank you guys for watching today. Let me know in the comments whether or not it resonated with you. I would love to hear your story. And Thank you guys so much for whatever support you send this way, whether it be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, hitting the little super thanks button. You can find, and purchasing services. You can find all that information in my description box below. Truly appreciate you guys so much for all that you do to support my channel. It really does make a difference in my world. So thank you for that. And let's get started with pile 2. So, pile 2. What are you currently missing? There's something hidden out of sight, out of mind. There could be somebody that is on a journey towards becoming more, towards showing them their true self, towards transforming. Somebody could be becoming much more colorful, much more vibrant. Somebody could have felt like they were stuck in a cycle for a long time. They could have felt like they were very ugly or awkward or something like that. Or somebody could feel that way currently. Somebody could feel like they don't have enough arms and legs to do everything that they need to get done. They need more hands. They need more help. Somebody may feel like they really need more help. Somebody could be working very hard as well. Somebody could also be indulging a little too much in unhealthy foods. Somebody could actually be hiding a food addiction for some of you as well. Somebody could be hiding something that happened. Hard Knock Life. The Riddler just came to mind. Sleeping. No, sleeping. Somebody might not be sleeping as much as they need to. Somebody may not be getting the rest they need to be able to make this transformation. And this transformation has been trying to come in for a long time, but you may not be getting the sleep you need. Somebody could also be going through a lot of stress mentally and emotionally because of everything that they have been through. Somebody could have dealt with some very strict people in their life, or somebody could have dealt with people lying to them a lot. Somebody could have even dealt with something happening to them while they were sleeping or while they were supposed to be sleeping. So somebody may have a really hard time with sleeping. They may have a lot of PTSD, CPTSD. It could be affecting your intuition. It could be causing you to overthink. It could be causing you to overwork, overstress. There could even have been something given to somebody to make them sleep in some way. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. Somebody could have went through a lot of abuse in their childhood too. And even if it wasn't in your childhood, there could have been a relationship as well. But a lot of times that stems from abuse in the childhood. Sometimes it escalates further than the abuse in the childhood, but a lot of times it doesn't go quite as far as the abuse in the childhood, or it comes close. Somebody could have been told they didn't have a right to say no at some point in their life, or their no didn't hold any value. And so now they could have a really hard time saying no. Justice. Justice for the overthinking you've had to endure. Justice for being ostracized. Somebody could have been ostracized. Somebody could have been scapegoated. Somebody could have been left alone to fend for themselves with nothing or no one. Somebody could have been in a lot of pain, a lot of despair. Somebody could have been dealing with mental health issues in some way, or you could be currently. Somebody could have been feeling like if they died, no one would care. because that's how little people showed you that they cared or loved you. With how much you tried to express your care and love for others, nobody really showed that back to you. And I do feel like this is a personal thing, although for one or two of you, it may be a friend that is going through this as well. Either way, there is justice coming in. I feel like there might be a new house in somebody's near future as well. Somebody may be ready to step up and fight for you. Somebody has gained confidence in some way to express the truth and to follow their intuition, whether this is you or somebody else, to create balance. Somebody wants to create balance in your life. I feel like somebody may have seen some of the things that have happened or heard some of the things that have happened, or they may have even went investigating themselves because of what you were saying. 2044 was on the clock. Somebody as well could be dealing with the justice system for something that they did. And you may be overthinking it all. You may not know exactly what happened, but I feel like the truth is going to be coming in for you, if that's the case. The world and the emperor. The world and the emperor. Class protector. Buffy was nominated the class protector. She thought nobody cared. She thought nobody saw what she did. She probably thought that if she died tomorrow, nobody would ever even know. She felt very alone in the world. She barely even made it to that dance because of all the things she had to do to take care of everybody that night. And it's all so hidden in the shadows and nobody talks about it. Nobody likes to discuss it. That's actually what he says when he gets up there and makes the speech before giving her that umbrella. Was that we all know the strange things that happen in Sunnydale. Nobody really likes to talk about it. Nobody really likes to pay attention to it. A lot of people don't even like to like to admit it's real. But we know, and we have seen you day after day fighting to protect us all, to keep us all safe. The courage and strength that you have. People know. What you might not be seeing and what you might be missing is that if you have a moment where you can't hold it all together, there might actually be people that are going to be there for you in that moment. You may also be missing that justice is on its way. You are getting ready to be recognized, rewarded, seen, heard, and noticed for the beautiful leader that you are, for the actions that you are always taking to try to do the best thing for everyone in a situation instead of only thinking of yourself, for the kindness that you show the world and the love that you give it, the protection, the care, the concern that you have for the people around you. All you are is getting ready to be seen and exposed. The stability and strength you show, the integrity and dignity, the hard decisions that you have had to make, some of them that have driven you insane, but you had to make them anyway, because that was what was needed in that moment. There may be a lot of people that have been following you that are inspired by you to change and transform in their own lives. It's a good thing you were there. So don't ever feel like anything less. Because you are a very important part of this world. Even if there's a lot of people that don't feel like they relate to you, or you don't feel like that you relate to them. Even if you spend a lot of time alone on your throne. No one calls you honey when you're sitting on a throne. But you have abundance blossoming all around you. Exposure's coming. The dead is rising, the past is coming up. And people are seeing the truth that was hidden in the shadows in the past. And justice is coming in for the fight that you have been fighting pretty much alone for a very long time. So, that is what I have for this pile. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And I hope you enjoy this fucking justice coming in, because it has been a long time coming. There might even be some sort of abuse being exposed, or somebody getting in trouble for the abuse of their power that they've had for a very long time. There's going to be a lot of endings coming in and some new beginnings that are definitely needed and well earned. Thank you guys for watching today. And thank you so much for anybody who supports me on this channel and everything that I do. It really helps me out so much when you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, leave timestamps, donations, hit the little super thanks button, or purchase my services. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for doing that, as I'm here to help you on your healing journey and support you in it. It helps me to be able to support myself when you guys support me in those ways. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 3. So, for you guys, what are you currently missing? Don't let anybody make your decisions for you or your choices for you. There could be something in the past that you weren't quite seeing clearly. You might have been seeing something very black and white. And you might be noticing a lot more of the gray area lately. Some of you may have been infected by a bit of darkness at some point and let it get to you a little bit. Some of you may not be noticing the healing that you've been doing or going through, or the healing that you've brought others. Some of you may feel like the innocence and purity of something is completely tarnished. But when you look again, you might be like, you know what? It's beautiful this way too. Nothing is perfect. And everything eventually loses its sparkly new shine. Some of you guys might also be missing certain red flags in a situation. You might be noticing one or two lies here or there in some situation, but there may also be a lot more lies than you think there are in a certain situation. This may be one that has already been left in the past, I'm feeling like. 3-leaf clover with hearts and a key. So somebody might be missing the key that they have to abundance in their life. Because somebody may not be listening to their heart. Your heart is the key to that abundance, to that luck, to that good fortune. What is your heart telling you to do in this moment? What does your heart want you to say? What is your heart feeling? What is your heart yearning for? Because it may be time to take action on some of those things that your heart wants to unlock. Stability, strength, boundaries, groundedness. Taking some time in nature may be very good for a lot of you who are watching this pile. Extra time in nature may help you to be able to sort out your thoughts or sort out your emotions. Some of you may also be detaching a little too much as well at this time, and you're being asked to tap back in and to express yourself. There could have been a connection broken because of lack of communication from the heart. And it may be time to communicate from the heart. You are protected. Believe this, trust this, and have no fear of expressing your truest emotions, because those truest emotions can solve so many problems when we choose to follow them. Follow your heart. Let thoughts take a back seat. No backseat drivers. Somebody may be having a hard time with shame or guilt, or with feeling like doing what they're doing is wrong in a certain situation, or feeling like somebody could be having a hard time just having fun, enjoying themselves, living life, living in the moment. You might be thinking too much about the past, or too much about the future, or too much about the pain that could come but may never come, or the pain that has come but is long gone. You are so close to this finish line right here, so close. But you really got to unplug for a bit, and you really got to just enjoy life, because you're draining yourself. You're burning the candle at both ends, and it is really causing a lot of problems for you. It's time to take care of yourself a little bit better, to take some extra time for some rest without feeling like you're lazy, or without feeling like you need to be doing constantly. You could definitely be somebody who's constantly caring for others, loving others, nurturing others, there for others. You may be the rock for others, especially in emotional times. You may be the caretaker, the mother, the nurturer, the lover, the romantic, the cuddly, snuggly, heart-filled emotion type of person here. And you may be having a really hard time because of some of the hurts or pains that have been put on you, or that you've dealt with or felt in your life. There could even be something to do with your family as well. You could be feeling a lot of emotions at this time. You may even be having a bit of mood swings in some sort of way as well. A lot of that is because of the overthinking, and because of the lack of sleep, the lack of nutrition. You may not be caring for yourself very much because you may be so worried about others around you. But you can take care of others so much better if you take care of you first, and make sure that you are in good condition. You can give a lot more of your energy, your time, your effort, your love when you're feeling good and doing good. You may also need to take a time out to just cry and let out some of that pain, that hurt, that sadness, that emotion. And once again, you may need to express that to somebody as well. There may be something that you need to express, for sure. Judgment, 3 of coins. Could be a third-party situation of some kind as well. The Queen of Cups and the Chariot. And because of what everybody else might think, or what everybody else is talking about or doing or whatever, you could have been letting this distract you, or you could currently be letting it distract you. Some of you could have been learning new things, leveling up, building your skills. There may even be somebody here who's pregnant as well, or who's about to give life in some way. There may be somebody as well that wants to get revenge on you in some sort of way. The Queen of Cups in this deck is the Vengeance Demon from Buffy. So somebody may want vengeance, or you may want vengeance. I don't think you're the one that... I think you're kind of just ignoring everything going on around you. Somebody may feel like you're ignoring them, and so they want vengeance because of that. Or you could feel like somebody is ignoring you, and you may be feeling that way. Everyone has a shadow side. Maybe some of you are feeling guilty for some of those vengeful thoughts. If that's the case. But I feel like the majority of the people who chose this pile, it's going to be that you guys are in love in some way. You guys are loving yourself. You have filled your cup up, and you're chilling. And there's something that you really love, that's filling you with inspiration, that's causing you to sing in the shower again. Sing, dancing in the mirror and singing in the shower. But you may not be letting yourself experience that joy to the fullest extent because of the people outside watching, or because of the bitterness, jealousy, envy, resentment, anger, pain of others. Some of you may be having a hard time with judging yourself or with judging others, or others may be judging you in some way. But the advice in that case would be to do exactly what this girl in the Three of Pentacles picture is doing and ignore it all, because you are on a good path for you. Because if you're doing what your heart wants you to do, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? So, if something's making you happy, don't let sadness rain on your parade. Don't let other people's judgments or shallowness rain on your parade. Don't let others' opinions of people and what they think you should be doing or feel you should be doing get in the way of what you want to be doing in your life. It's time to close the door on the past. It's time to let go of the judgments against yourself, against others, and it's time to rise above. It's time to let the past go, to give grace to others, and to receive grace with open hands. To give forgiveness out. And then to call it back to yourself too and give it to you. Whatever it is that you may be considering doing. It may feel like a betrayal of yourself or another. It may feel like it's something that went against your original values. But you may be feeling like there is something flawed in those original values when it comes to people staying in situations that make them completely miserable, instead of listening to their heart. Listen with your heart, you will understand. Let it break upon you like the waves upon the sand. So you could feel like whatever you're doing also goes against what your parents would want, or what a very important person in your life that you look up to would want. You could feel like this is something that would make people very upset. There's possibly even a part of you that's feeling like this could cause a war of some kind to do what it is that you want to do. To do what it is that your heart tells you to do, instead of listening to what everybody around you tells you to do. There's a lot of heartless people in this world sometimes. If you listen to everybody else, then you're going to live in a cold, cruel world with them. 'Cause you're a natural, a beating heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Rather be the hunter than the prey. If that sounds familiar to you, then remember who you are. If you feel like you need to get someone before they get you, tap into that heart again. If you're feeling like it's impossible to go down the path you want to go down because there's too much friction, or there'd be too much confrontation, or there'd be too many people against you, or you and your partner might have to fight alone, or you might have to fight alone to go after what it is that you want. Sometimes it is totally worth it. Take the road less traveled. As I walked through the yellow wood, I came across 2 roads. I took the one less traveled. Figured I could save the other one for another day, if I ever came back this way. I honestly can't remember the lyrics of that poem right now, but close enough. It still has the same meaning. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and yet I could not take both. But what does your heart want? What does your heart want when it comes to these 2 roads in this yellow wood? Accept your shadow side and accept your light side. Accept everything about yourself so you can fully listen to your intuition going forward. So you don't get stuck in a situation that you're only in to keep the peace, because you feel like that would be the easiest road. Chance to say goodbye. The song A Chance to Say Goodbye is coming to mind. In taking the easiest path, you didn't give me the chance to say goodbye. So don't just take that easy path. Say what you need to say and tell people how you feel deep down and what's really going on with you. Some of you may even be considering ghosting somebody or just disappearing. It's not the way to go. Reach down inside yourself, because you have it within you to be able to get your way through this. Maybe even to save some connections along the way. So that's what I have for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys had to say about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, all those kinds of things. And I thank you so, so much to each and every one of you that supports me in whatever way you do, whether that be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, purchasing services, hitting that little super thanks button, showing up to my live readings. If you resonate with the name Earth Angel, check them out, because they're pretty good. I really thank you guys so much for all of that. It really does help me out so much. I put a lot of energy into these healing sessions for you guys, and as I'm here to support you on your path, your guys' support helps me to be able to take care of the things that I need in my life. So thank you so much for whatever ways you give that support back. I truly appreciate you, and I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.